You all can stay in the shade for a while, that's fine. Good afternoon, my name is Bob Duff. I represent Norwalk and Darien in the State Senate, and we wanted today just to highlight some really great news for the city of Norwalk through the state budget, our Connecticut state budget, and make sure that we also invited those who have received funding from the state budget to join with us today to talk about a little bit about what they do and how they're contributing and how we've contributed as well, and all the great works that they're doing for our constituents as well. So I just want to again just talk a little bit about Connecticut's commitment to the city of Norwalk and what that means for the people of our city and our community. What I'm pleased to say is that over the last 2 years in the biennium, Norwalk has received $296 million from the state of Connecticut, whether that's in operating or that's in some capital investments or money to some of our great nonprofits that we have. We have a lot to celebrate. First and foremost, I want to thank the delegation who this couldn't happen without them. We have today Representative Travis Sims, Representative Luthi Dathan, and Representative Stephanie Thomas. Representative Chris Perone, unfortunately, is out of state, cannot be here. But without everybody's collective work together, without the votes, without everybody's hard work, Lucy Dathan is the vice chair of the Appropriations Committee, which you can talk about in a little bit. Without her hours of hard work and everyone else who participates in all the various committees in the legislature, none of this would happen. And so we're just so excited and so thankful for them and for their hard work and that they do each and every day, committed to their constituents to make their districts, the city of Norwalk and the state of Connecticut, an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. So we're really excited about that. So I want to just highlight a few things today, and then we'll have the mayor come up, and then the delegation and some of the folks behind me can certainly say a few words if they'd like to. But there's some really important things for us today. Again, we're just shy of $300 million over the biennium for the city of Norwalk. But a few things that we want to let our constituents know about. One is that our aid to the city of Norwalk, to the city budget, has increased 29.7%. So we'll say it's 30% over 2 years. That's a pretty impressive number as far as I know. And so I'm really excited about that, because what that means to property taxpayers and to people in the city, businesses and others, is that extra state money means that the mayor and the council and others don't have to raise property taxes. That money coming from Hartford allows us to make critical investments, but also at the same time keeping tax bills low. And so that 30% increase over 2 years, I know, Mayor, has I'm sure been very, very helpful to you. We have restored the Alliance District funding. That was scheduled to go away because of the fact that the 5 years had expired and Norwalk schools are doing well, but we extended that for another couple of years because we know that meant about $5 million for the city of Norwalk, whether it's for the city or for the Board of Ed. That was really very important. We have a new reimbursement for excess costs for special ed. And because of the fact that we are a Alliance district, we'll be seeing more money for that as well. I want to thank particular Senator Martin Looney, our Senate President, who was instrumental in putting that into our state budget. That means the fact that the Board of Education can use its resources in other ways, and they'll see increased money from the state of Connecticut. I just want to remind people that this will be year 4 coming up of our new ECS formula, education cost sharing formula, and that's going to be really important because of the fact that we have a 10-year phase-in. And this formula is good for Norwalk, it's good for Stamford, it's good for our cities. When the formula was redone, and I helped lead the way on that, when we had our bipartisan budget, we brought down the penalty for property values so that Norwalk could get more money. We also now have included in the formula, or for students who are English language learners who are in poverty or concentrated poverty. So all those things help our students in the city of Norwalk, and means that it takes fewer resources in the city, and the state is more of a participant. We have wonderful grants for our city projects, such as $3 million for Lockwood-Mathews Mansion, which is on top of the $5 million already, $3.5 million for Wall Street, $5 million for Gallaher Mansion in Cranbury Park, $3 million for our MLK Corridor Initiative, and $6 million, as we announced the other day, around the Sono train station for transit-oriented development. One of the best parts about the budget that I see is the fully funding Norwalk High School, is also the $10 million for Cranbury Elementary School, and the increase to 60% reimbursement rate, Henry's happy about that, for school construction over the next 25 years. Meaning when that South Norwalk School gets built, that one school will save taxpayers literally $25 million. And we multiply that over 25 years with all the other projects we want to do, and that will save taxpayers a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, and a lot of money off their taxes. We also wanted to highlight some of the money for our nonprofits, and I can let some of my colleagues talk about that, but just as an example, we wanted to say thank you to some of the organizations this year that have been doing so much. One of which is Stepping Stones, that went from $30,000 now to $100,000. They've worked hard over the pandemic to make sure kids are healthy and stay healthy physically and mentally. I want to thank them for that. We put money in this year for the Youth Business Initiative, and want to recognize them. And also the Norwalk International Cultural Exchange is making a state investment for the first time. Anybody who's been to the NICE Festival knows that this is not just something for Norwalk, but is in fact something for the region and for the state. And they do good work, and they deserve to have a state investment as well. So I'll stop there. I'll have Mayor Rilling come up, and again, wanted to thank him for his partnership, his work, his staff, who is amazing. And again, thank them for everything that they do. But most importantly, wanted to say thanks to the delegation for their hard work, Governor Lamont for his support for things in Norwalk, our Senate President, Martin Looney, our House leadership for their support, because none of this stuff happens in a vacuum. Nobody does this by themselves. And if it weren't for the support of all the folks I've mentioned and more, we wouldn't be able to stand here today. So thanks, and we're going to continue to celebrate such great returns for the city of Norwalk. Thanks, Mayor.
As usual, the only person that didn't get thanked is Senator Duff. You know, none of this would happen without him. The other day, the governor came in and met with Senator Duff and others and talked about the $6 million for the transit-oriented development. And I said, you know, I get excited every time Senator Duff and the governor come to Norwalk together, because they always bring money. And, you know, and this is true. And if you look at this total of $296 million, you know, when you get $1 million here or $3 million there, or $5 million there, you don't realize that it adds up. And all of a sudden you turn around and hear $296 million coming into the city of Norwalk. I think that shows one thing. I think the governor, the legislature, the delegates behind me, they understand that Norwalk is a city of the future. Norwalk is a city that they want to invest in. Norwalk is a city that's on the rise. Norwalk is a city that people want to, as Senator Duff mentioned, want to move to. They want to work here. They want to raise their families here. This is a city that, as I said before, it used to be called the hole in the donut because we're in between the bedroom communities. But now we are the cream of the donut. We are here and we are being noticed, and this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity here for all these things that we're getting. You know, the Norwalk Board of Education is going to have, they're putting together a 25-year plan. Investment in schools probably going to be somewhere around $500 million. With that 60% reimbursement, it's going to save the city of Norwalk and the taxpayers so much money. And we're going to be able to get these things done. As I mentioned before, it's been 50 years since there's been a school built in Norwalk. I think it's shameful, that alone, but it's shameful that we have schools right now that have no air conditioning, that ventilation systems need replacement. So when we start investing in our schools, and a great example, I did a tour of Jefferson School this morning, a school that I attended many years ago. And when I walked into that school and saw what they did, renovating as new, it's absolutely mind-boggling. It's an amazing project, and it couldn't be done if we didn't have reimbursement money from the state. Now, because it's a renovation as new, we got a 32% reimbursement rate. But wait till you see what happens now in the future when we build the South Norwalk School. When we start talking, you know, the new Norwalk High School, as Senator Duff said, he got an extra $50 million. So I am so grateful to the state of Connecticut, so grateful to Senator Duff, so grateful to our delegation who helps make this happen, and certainly really grateful to Governor Lamont and to Senate President Martin Mooney. So again, thank you, and all these people behind me, they're benefiting too. So I know they're as excited as I am. So, so thank you, Senator.
Thank you. So now we'll hear from my colleagues, Representative Sims, Representative Dathan, and Representative Thomas.
Thank you very much, Senator. My name is Lucy Dathan. I represent the 142nd District, and I'm delighted to be here today. Senator Duff has been an absolute champion to work with in Hartford, and really worked so hard to get this construction funding and additional capital projects done for our educational school systems. And, you know, I've been working in the appropriation side, working on bringing in extra money along with the whole delegation on the operational side. And with Senator Duff's thinking through the ECS formula several years ago, that has really benefited Norwalk, and we're really delighted that he's done such great work for that. Senator Duff did talk a little bit about the nonprofits, and I will say that's something that really is so important to me, not just the nonprofits that provide arts and entertainment that do so many great things to make Norwalk such a wonderful city, but also the boots on the ground, the people that deliver services to our safety net. And we see a lot of important folks here from Homes with Hope. They've received some grant money. It's great to see Person to Person here, an organization very close to my heart. Some very other literary organizations, youth business initiatives, childhood guidance centers, the Carver Foundation. They do incredible work here. Stepping Stones, as we've talked about, Save Norwalk, Norwalk International Cultural Exchange. These people make Norwalk the wonderful city that it is, and I'm so delighted that we have been able to support them as part of their budget. They're a part of our biennium budget. And I really hope that folks get an opportunity to visit some of these places this summer. The Maritime Aquarium has also received a grant and some additional funding for some summer programs. So thank you so much to all my constituents who write me and tell me what their priorities are for Norwalk, because without that, you know, I can't necessarily advocate on behalf of you. So thank you to Mayor Rilling for all your leadership here, and thank you to my entire delegation. Thank you to the Senate leadership, as well as the House leadership, and of course the governor.
Hi, I'm State Rep Stephanie Thomas. I represent the 143rd District, and I'd like to thank Senator Duff for bringing us together today, and also for his leadership in the General Assembly, as well as my entire delegation. And I won't repeat everything that's been said already, but I would just like to say that the state can only invest if everyone else is doing their job. And the city of Norwalk and Norwalk's nonprofits are really delivering quality programs that really help citizens in need. And it is my honor to help uplift them in all of the work that they do. So thank you to everyone standing there behind us. You should be standing in front of us, because without you, we wouldn't be able to support Norwalk's residents. So thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm State Representative Travis Sims. I represent the 140th District here in Norwalk. As what's been said already, you know, from my colleagues, you know, we are super proud of our Senator, Bob Duff. We were super excited of the work that we do on a day-to-day basis for our constituents, for the city of Norwalk, for our nonprofits. And as it was stated earlier, you know, nonprofits here in the city of Norwalk they are a key component to our kids thriving and our kids succeeding. And we want to continue that work. We want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity here in Norwalk. And with the leadership that comes from the mayor's office, we're super glad to continue to partner together and making sure that we make Norwalk the best city in the state. And I truly believe that we're not the best city already. I think we're on the rise. So I would say for folks around the state, watch out for Norwalk. We're continuing to make moves here, and we continue to advocate on the behalf of our residents and bringing those resources back. That's critical to our city. So we want to again thank you all for being here, and thanks again to all the nonprofits here. We couldn't do it without you. So again, thanks everyone for coming out today. Thank you.
First, I want to have Councilwoman Darlene Young come up, and then some our folks from the Norwalk Public Schools.
So thank you. As usual, I wasn't going to say anything, but I happened to be standing next to Leisha King, who said something, put something in my ear. And I really just want to thank Senator Bob Duff, because I don't think in the history of a delegation and at the state level that we've had a representative bring so much money into their community. And no matter what people say about you, I'm here to say thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the support from the rest of our delegation, because we cannot do this without you. And Stephanie Thomas kind of stole my thunder too, because I was thinking the same thing. It's a real partnership that we've got going on here. We can't get money if we're not doing the work. And so we are truly doing the work, and we have a delegation that is committed to supporting Norwalk residents. And so I just want to thank the mayor, I want to thank Senator Bob Duff, Lucy Dathan, Stephanie Thomas, and my representative, Travis Sims, for all their hard work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Darlene. You made my day. Now we'd like to hear from Dr. Thomas McBride and Sandra Foyce from the public schools.
Sure. Good afternoon. Again, Dr. Thomas McBride, Jr., Deputy Superintendent of Excellence, Equity, and Inclusion. And I come on behalf of Dr. Alexander Estrella, our superintendent, to also echo many of the sentiments that have been communicated today around our love and appreciation for Senator Duff, as well as the delegation, our mayor, our common council, and all those individuals who come together to support Norwalk Public Schools. And I know today we're talking about and highlighting the funding themselves, but we have to also highlight the impact of the funding.
I might be on in the newsletter.
This funding is changing lives. It's going to supporting our scholars and providing them with the services and resources needed to allow them to achieve their dreams. It's going to creating facilities that represent 21st century skills that they will need to be competitive in the actual world. It's going towards ensuring that we are being able to provide services of mental health support so that our scholars are receiving the social emotional learning and resources needed to be successful despite some of the challenges they are facing. So we often talk about the dollars, but we also have to always talk about the impact. And that is where we want to make sure we highlight and celebrate and thank all of you all for the coming together to ensure that Norwalk Public Schools has what it needs to ensure that every child and every family in this city is provided what they need to be successful.
Hi, my name is Sandra Feyawez, and I am the Assistant Superintendent of Business and Operations, and I'm starting to think I probably should have went before Dr. McBride. But I will tell you that I took on this position in July, and in July I looked at a very old study by Silver and Petroselli that was conducted in 2014. I then looked at a newer study by Newman DLR that was conducted in 2021, where we did put together a 25-year facility project. But then I was thinking, well, we have all the data, but where is all the funding? And so then when we learned that there was a 60% reimbursement, then we started to think about how many possibilities there are and how we can actually make this true for our students here. And as the mayor said, Norwalk is the city of the future, but I will steal a page from Whitney Houston's, and that the children are the future, and that Norwalk's children are definitely in a better place because of all the dignitaries and everybody that we've thanked. So thank you again.
Thank you both. I just wanted to see, you don't have to, if Katie Banzap from Mary Oster could come up and we talk a little bit about the budget and how it impacts nonprofits and also early childhood if you would like. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I know you're well versed in this and can speak extemporaneously.
Hi, I'm Katie Banzap. I'm the Executive Director for STAR Inc. Lighting the Way. And on behalf of all the individuals with developmental disabilities and intellectual developmental disabilities in the Norwalk, greater Norwalk community, we serve about 700 families. And the budget this year finally brings some really good news for our staff and for our organization so that we can continue to grow those services and programs so that every person with a disability has a great opportunity to live and thrive in their community. We are very grateful for the capital funds that we've received through the nonprofit grant program through the past couple of years that have allowed us to completely renovate our facility and bring state-of-the-art services here to Norwalk. And I do have to say, Bob knows this, I'm a Bob Duff fan. I always say I've got his phone on his number is on my speed dial. And this year he actually called me from the Senate to let me know that a bill I've been bugging him about passed, and then quickly said, I've got 4 more hours. I just called to let you know it passed. Bye. And I appreciate all the advocacy you did for that bill. So on behalf of our board and all the people who we serve, thank you very much to the whole delegation.
On behalf of child care programs in Norwalk, our center-based and family child care programs, they will see some increased funding this year. It's very important. We're having a lot of staffing issues, partly because the programs cannot afford to pay their staff more. And so through this funding, they will be able to increase salaries, hopefully stabilize our workforce, and also really do some much needed renovations and improvements to our programs. We're so grateful to our delegation for helping us to increase some funding for our very youngest learners, including our children 0 to age 3. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary. And thank you both so much for coming up, because I want to just again highlight having Representative Dathan as Vice Chair of the Appropriations Committee and Representative Sims on the Appropriations Committee. They listen to hour after hour after hour of testimony from folks and then help to craft an Appropriations Committee budget that helps those in our community. It may not be everything that everybody wants, and it may just be a down payment to where we need to get to. But I know that without the advocacy of the folks who just spoke, and without the folks that I mentioned sitting on those important committees, the work wouldn't get done. And so I just want to again say thank you for what you do on that. Next, I just wanted to see if Rhonda Keast would come up and talk a little about Stepping Stones and how they're doing, and also with Joanne Wiggins coming up with Youth Business Initiative, and then Janet Evelyn, if she could come up talk about the NICE Festival and maybe what a little bit of some of the state money might do to help you all out over the next year or so. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Rhonda Keys to the Stepping Stones Museum for Children, and we've had quite an interesting few years, just like the rest of you. But we reopened the museum last November, and we continue to be very busy, which is very exciting. It's really wonderful to see the new children. It's really wonderful to see the continued service that people respect about our offerings, and none of this would be possible without your help. So thank you very, very much. And I want to say that we have a board member here with us and a staff person here with us. We're very, very excited, and we're very proud to be a part of this community. So thank you.
My name is Dewan Wiggins. I'm the Executive Director of the Youth Business Initiative located here in Norwalk. I had the same experience as that lady that just came up with Bob. He called me while he was on the floor. I was just coming out of a meeting. I was really excited. I was like, it was actually a spam call, and it said Hartford, but I always answer because I used to work in Hartford, right down the street from the Capitol actually. But so I answered the phone. He was like, hey, Dewan, it's Bob. I just want to let you know that, you guys got approved and so on and so forth. I started jumping for joy. So thank you for what you guys doing up in Hartford. You as well, Travis Sims. But just a little bit about what we do is we teach young people business with a hands-on experience. We do that in a few ways. We do it through entrepreneurship. We do it through workforce development. We do it through apprenticeships, which is our career program. And we do it through business development, really building businesses for the young people, typically in the inner cities. Why is this important? Because economics is attached to any system imaginable. So if we can teach them how to manage their money, how to invest their money, how to grow and build businesses, how to develop them for the workforce, I think we can be successful. So thank you guys. Thank you once again, everyone in the city government as well. That's we fighting trying to get changes through some funding opportunities in the city. So once again, thank you. I appreciate you guys, and we looking forward to the future.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Janet Evelyn, and I am with our board member, one of our board members, Palma Gulati. And I serve as the executive director for the Norwalk International Cultural Exchange. And we are extremely grateful for this funding. We are a grassroots organization that literally built ourselves up from the bootstraps in building this program to provide cultural learnings and bringing awareness to the diversity of the world through folk and traditional art celebration and appreciation. So as everyone else feels about Bob, I want to say thank him and I love him because he was at the very first program that we staged in 2016. He was very instrumental in helping us to get private funding that allowed us to make that very first program happen. So very grateful to Senator Duff and all the work that he does for our community. And we're honored to be a part of this group of nonprofit organizations that do serve our community. So thank you, Senator Duff, thank you, Mayor Ellen, and thank you all.
Nancy, I'm going to ask you to come up. Nancy Kaufman. Before she comes up, I just want to mention that Juan, when we first where'd you go? Oh, there you are. This is a lesson for young people in lobbying because we talked once. I was in South Norwalk one day walking with Josh Goldstein. He stopped his car. We talked. He said, I need some money for our youth business initiative. He said, really trying to do some good stuff and keep kids off the street and make sure that they have a direction. And so sometimes those conversations actually that helps and that works. So never waste an opportunity to lobby your legislators, senators, your representatives, whether state, federal, or your council people or anything else. So I want to ask Nancy Kaufman to come up because person-to-person has been so important, especially during this pandemic. Feeding folks, helping with rent assistance, and the money that they're provided through this budget is a help. I know it's not everything, but I know that it certainly makes a difference. And maybe you can just talk a little bit about what you've been doing as well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nancy Coughlin. I'm the CEO of Person to Person. Part of being a world-class city means making sure that all residents have opportunities to have their basic needs met. And the best, most successful, thriving cities have vibrant nonprofit communities. So we're incredibly grateful for the partnership that we have with the city, with our amazing delegation. Together, we really are able to make sure that Norwalk is a place where people can live and work and thrive and have their basic needs met. The pandemic obviously has been a struggle, and there are a lot of people that are still struggling, but with the kinds of partnership you see today, we're making sure that people are able to move forward in a positive way. So thank you to the entire delegation.
Thank you. And I'd like to open it up to anybody else who'd like to come up and speak. I would like to maybe ask Susan Gilmore to come up just real quick to talk about in the budget. We don't have it, and I'm putting you on the spot here a little bit, sorry. but it's not a dollar amount. But last year, the governor and the legislature had a partnership with the ARPA funds, and maybe Rhonda knows this as well, and Jason Patlis with the Maritime Aquarium had a partnership for free admissions, and I think that was very successful. And I don't know if you just want to talk about that a little bit, Susie, or have somebody else talk about it.
Hi, I'm Susie Gilgore, the director of the Lockwood-Mathews Museum. So last year we received funding for a great program that allowed children to come to the mansion, which is a treasury of art and architecture, but also offers award-winning programs to our communities to come to the museum free of charge. At first, we really didn't know how this program, we had never had such a program. We had no idea whether children as small as 5 years old would be interested to coming to the mansion to see our programs, but the program was extremely successful, and we're hoping to do it again this year with funding from the state. And I can't thank enough Senator Duff for all that he does for arts and culture and for all his support, and of course Mayor Reeling for all that he does for us as well, and the delegation. So thank you, thank you, thank you for everything.
Thanks, Susie. So I just wanted to just acknowledge also Mary Jordan, who's here from the Norwalk Federation of Teachers, and we thank you, Mary, for being here. I know we have folks from Norwalk Symphony with Sandra McClave here, Child First. And if I'm missing any, does anybody else want to come up and speak at all? Or is everybody being shy? Or are we going to take Michelle and everybody else out of the hot sun? Anybody want to come up and speak and say anything? No? Okay. All right. Well, thank you all, everybody, for being here. This is, again, really exciting. As the last thing I think we should say about this is that Norwalk is, not my words, our Commissioner of Economic and Community Development says Norwalk is the fastest growing city in the state of Connecticut. Why? Because people want to live here, because we have great delegation members, we have great nonprofits, we have a great city government, and all working together in partnership, we bring good things together, and we're showing that to the people that who we serve. So thank you all for being here, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you.